put down that indicator. We got a 5-axis part here. We're going to set this part up without using an indicator. Let's get into it. We're going to move over to a piece of software called My Virtual Machine. This piece of software is a digital twin of your machine on the floor. So here I have a 5-axis machine. We're going to use this to use our probe to set this part up versus an indicator. Before we get into that, we want to talk about our work offset. So let's head over there. So we have our work offset vertical soft keys on the left. It's going to bring us to an overview of all our work offsets, G54, 55, 56, 57, some of the common ones we know. But we have this details button. This is unique details, and this what kind of separates us from everyone else and kind of gives us our uniqueness. So here we have the ability to set up our machine. So we have what is in here is a couple different fields. So we have course, which sets up our physical position of our G54, as well as C and B, and we might also refer to this as direct axis. Next to that is a fine field, which is like a wear to our work offset. This works for like if we're going to do multiple work pieces in the same clamping, so that we can kind of track which one we're going to, where's our deviation from our course. And then we have coordinate rotation, which is this little box with an arrow. That is rotations about our axis. Next to that is a scale feature, so we can actually scale our part, big or small. And then next to that is a mirror feature. So this is where we need to know where some of this information is going when we start to utilize our measure workpiece functions cycles on our machine. So let's go over to those. So we need to go to jog, machine, and we're going to see this button called on our horizontal keys, measure workpiece. We're going to come in and start setting up our workpiece. These buttons with the vertical soft keys here with the arrows are like quick keys. So these are the last ones you used, and then you can utilize them again. The single edge always stays the same, so that's like X, Y, and Z. So those are your single hitch. So if you just want to set up like a corner of your part, you would use the single touch. Here we're going to use a line edge. So this is what you would use in replace of your indicator. Instead of coming in and tramming your part, moving it back and forth, and having to move your indicator back and forth to tram your workpiece, your work fixture on the table into being square to the machine. Here we can just come and hit 2 points on either your fixture or on your part and then go right into machining. So here we're going to do standard method, work offset. We're going to change it to G54. If we wanted to, we could measure the deviation. Here we're just going to set our work offset. We're going to do it in the Y plus, but we can also change X, Y, or Z. But we're going to use Y and the Y plus, and then you have a couple different options. You can either put it in the coordinate rotation or you can put it in the C axis. So coordinate rotation, again, if we go back, it's going to put it in for Z, the deviation of your fixture or your part being in the Z for this align edge. We go back to machine. You could put it in the C rotation, which is the physical actual C rotation, so the angle of C. We're going to use coordinate rotation. So now all we have to do is just bring our probe down in front of the part or in front of our fixture and probe our part. So we hit cycle start on this first one. Move over an X. Hit cycle start again, and then we get prompted with this vertical soft key called set work offset. We can set it. Once we're done with that, we've set our angle of our C in our coordinate rotation, and now we can get into setting our ZXY or XYZ for our part. So this is top of the brick, center of it. So all we need to do now is go back into our measure workpiece, find rectangle spigot, and position ourselves over the part. Go back into measure workpiece. We can come down. We can do Z first, Z touch, Then we can come in and do our rectangle spigot. Once this cycle completes, we have set up our G54 XYZ0 for the workpiece blank. We aligned our edge, we set our G54, now we're ready to start testing our programs here, and we did it all without using an indicator. So we have successfully set up this 5-axis part and we're ready to go. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for seeing how to set this part up without an indicator. Thank you.